INTJs spend our entire lives building this wall, whether it's due to a defense mechanism or a way to just weed people out. We have this persona that we're unapproachable. For one reason or another, people find us intimidating, people find us unapproachable, or anything else. A lot of times that persona is by design. It's what the INTJs want other people to feel whenever they see us. And like a wrecking ball, here comes the ENFP ready to shatter all the walls down that we've built. I remember asking my ENFP friend why he does that, and his answer was, he never saw a wall. What? What do you mean you never saw a wall? We spend our entire lives building this wall to protect ourselves so that we don't engage with people that we don't want to engage with. And you're telling me that as an ENFP, that wall doesn't exist? You're pretty much just telling me that I spent my entire lives working on a project that is just invalid. I went through an existential crisis when my ENFP friend told me that, because here I am building this project. Yes, it's keeping the ISFJs away. Yes, it's keeping the ISTPs away and everyone else that I don't want associated with my life. Keep in mind, these are just specific people, but for the ENFPs, it's not there. It's wild. For the rest of this video, I'm gonna freestyle my thoughts on ENFPs. The initial script that I wrote for this exceeded 20 pages, and I'm just gonna break those down into smaller segments. It's not specific to ENFPs because I have a lot of data on every other type. However, when I did my soul searching for this video, I realized that I've been around ENFPs my entire life, and I have so much to go over because you guys are both the most relatable and the most unpredictable type that I've ever met. So you're an ENFP watching this video hoping to get some type of praise from an INTJ, you're gonna get that. And before I begin this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm not sure how long this video is gonna be because I only have an idea of what I'm gonna talk about, but if you're really an ENFP, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use certain keywords to talk about certain ideas or things that have happened between ENFPs and myself, and you're gonna go on your any tangent, and then 10 minutes are gonna go by, you realize that you haven't been paying attention to this video, and you're just gonna go back in and watch what I said because you missed it. It's okay, ENFPs, I'm very aware of how your mind works. And before I begin this video, I'm gonna talk about ENFPs in its entirety, so it's a high-level summary instead of in-depth on relationships, friendship, and all that jazz. It's what I, as an INTJ, think about you as an ENFP when someone asks, hey INTJ, how do you feel about the ENFP? And to provide more context, I've had an ENFP in my life since I was 12 years old. I met my first ENFP at middle school. We were in class and this dude was rapping to me. It was like 1999, Lil Wayne just came out, DMX was huge, like Destiny's Child was huge. And this dude legitimately was just freestyling in class. And me as an INTJ, I'm just standing there like, is this guy for real? It was very entertaining. The last thing I do want to add before I start is yes, as an INTJ who has had multiple experiences with ENFPs, I do believe that if you have a healthy INTJ and a healthy ENFP, I feel like that pairing is unmatched, whether it's platonic or whether it's a romantic relationship. There's something about the ENFPs that brings out the best in INTJs, and I feel that it's the same way the other way around as well. All right, with that being said, let's get on with the story. First, fuck the stereotype about ENFPs and INTJs. INTJs being this brooding overlord that calculates everything that we do and is super quiet, whereas the ENFP is this manic pixie person, whether it's a guy or girl or any other gender out there, and that's why we balance. No, there are some truths and stereotypes, but no, it's a very dumb stereotype. Off the top of my head, I've collected over a dozen ENFPs. I have ENFPs that are all over the spectrum, especially when it comes down to politics. I know ENFPs that are so far left that they're on the verge of socialism. I also know ENFPs that are so far right that they're on the verge of libertarianism. You guys are so diverse. Out of all the types that I've met in my life, ENFPs are the ones that are the most consistently inconsistent when it comes down to each individual, because you guys see life in so many different ways and then you follow what you feel. So the first thing that I do want to say about ENFPs is I understand why you don't believe that you're an NFP whenever you read your results. Because the way that ENFPs are portrayed, you guys are portrayed very extroverted when you guys are NE-DOMs. And as an NE-DOM, that's a very internal function. I also understand that ENFPs are portrayed as very happy-go-lucky people. But there's this deep-rooted sadness with you guys. And that deep-rooted sadness is honestly, I believe, because you guys don't have FE or SE in your cognitive function stack. A type not having FE or SE means it's very difficult for you guys to kind of understand how everyone else is feeling or seeing certain social cues that are very obvious to other people. ENFPs, you guys are very aloof comparatively to the rest of the types, but I don't think you guys are aloof purposely. I think you guys are just aloof because you're not able to pick up on social cues that other people see. But that's the beauty of ENFPs. You guys live life the beat of your own drum, which is very similar to INTJs. What most people don't understand about the golden pairing between INTJs and ENFPs is that ENFPs are one of the only types out there that actually appreciates the INTJ for our dominant function, NI. Let me give you an example of what I mean by this. INTJs have extrovert sensing, or SE, in our cognitive function stack, which means that the older we get, the more it's developed, the more we're able to handle ourselves in social situations. Which means that if we want to be lively, we'll be lively. Which means that if we want to engage with people, we can engage with people. We can make people feel comfortable if that is the objective. And as INTJs, we don't really meet people unless we're at work or through social gatherings. That means that the people that initially meet us, they see SE and they're drawn to SE. And the moment that they start interacting with INTJs outside of social gatherings, they start getting introduced to NI and TE. And NI and TE is a lot to handle because it's not funny. It's not happy-go-lucky. And INTE is very abstract, is very goal-focused. So most types, when they meet us in social gatherings, they get introduced to SE off the bat, and then they get confused when they start meeting NI. ENFPs will see an INTJ's SE, which might be the first thing that attracts you to us. But it's not gonna make you stay. What makes an ENFP stay is when they get introduced to NI, because the combination of NI and NE is just, we're out in La La Land, but we're able to be in La La Land together. One of the analogies that I've created whenever I tell people why I'm single is because most sensors in my life, they want to just build a kingdom together, them and their spouse, and then rule it together. What I actually want to do is I want to go out in space. I want to travel. I want to do all these different things. I want to experience the world based off of what I can imagine. And I can't do that with someone who just wants to stay on Earth. That's where NI and NE comes in. Because when a healthy ENFP meets a healthy INTJ and things click, you guys are out in space together. The way that I feel the partnership to be like is that the INTJ chooses a destination. Hey, let's go to this galaxy, or let's check out these planets over there. And during that travel, the ENFP will see all these different planets, or all these different things that they want to check out. So they'll ask the INTJ, hey, do you want to do that? What most people don't realize is that INTJs have SE in our function stack. So when the ENFP asks INTJ, do you want to do something? Yes, we want to do something. That's a new experience. That's new experience for us to catalog so that NI has way more things to build off of, build a framework off of, which further helps the ENFP as well, because ENFPs have introverted sensing. What that means is that it helps the INTJ because we're able to experience the world in that moment. And how it helps the ENFP is that we're able to build all these memories that the ENFP can reference or find comfort in whenever they're lost, or whenever you just need to understand where your roots are. I mentioned this earlier in this video that there's a certain sadness to ENFPs. And if you're an ENFP that doesn't agree with this, then whoop-de-doo. I'm happy for you. What I mean by sadness is FI. Whenever I meet someone for the very first time, I see that person as a whole, not how they act at that moment, but how they react to certain people and then what they do in certain situations. What I've realized about ENFPs is that you guys smile a lot and you guys are relatively happy in comparison to the more introverted types like the INTP, ISTP, or the INFPs. But there's a certain truth that you guys are hiding. It's that FI. And as a mature INTJ, I see it because I live through that every single day. INTJs usually don't show who we really are unless we're around people who makes us feel comfortable. ENFPs, on the other hand, makes people feel comfortable, but won't show who they really are. So what INTJs try to hide, ENFPs do naturally. What ENFPs try to hide, INTJs do naturally. Don't get me wrong though, one of the first things that we realize about an ENFP is how happy you guys are, which stands out because one of the things I still can't understand is how ENFPs can laugh even in dire situations. As an INTJ, even though it seems I'm very bubbly online, I'm not like this naturally. I err more on the side of caution, and my bubbly side only comes out whenever I feel comfortable, whenever I feel like everything has been figured out. So for you ENFPs that are watching this video that don't agree with your bubbly personality, understand that that stereotype comes from comparison with other types. And you look at it from an INTJ, we cannot be that bubbly for too long. You guys just do that naturally. If you're still a little curious about the dynamic between INTJ and ENFPs, there are a few in modern day media that you can look up to see the differences. It's easy to compare and contrast those two types. However, the stereotype of the INTJs tend to be a little more focused, whereas for the ENFPs, you guys are a little more aloof. Here are a few examples if you're curious, and I understand that these are just characters, so they may exhibit different personality traits from other types, but you can make an argument that this is an ENFP and INTJ in these examples. The first one, if you want to see a friendship, watch the Netflix series Wednesday. Wednesday is an INTJ and Enid is an ENFP. If you want to see an ENFP and INTJ that are both jaded, then watch the movie When Harry Met Sally. Billy Crystal is in that movie, and the only reason why I know Billy Crystal is because he's Mike Wazowski. If you want to see how the relationship builds up for an INTJ and ENFP, watch the Disney movie Enchanted. The guy main character, played by McDreamy, is an INTJ, and the female ENFP, played by Amy Adams, Adams is an ENFP. And honestly, to an extreme, I feel like that's how that relationship usually blossoms anyways. If you want to see an unhealthy INTJ and an unhealthy ENFP get together, watch the movie Pride and Prejudice. Jane Austen, the author of the book, is an INTJ. And for you anime folks out there that want to see friendship, watch Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto's the ENFP and Sasuke's the INTJ. In summary, I do believe that the ENFP and INTJ golden pair has some truth to it. And the reasoning behind that is not only because NI and NE being a great pairing, because it is, it's also because of SE and NE and NI and SI. We try to improve in our own personal strengths, which will directly improve our relationships together. ENFPs, you guys are one of the most bubbly types to an INTJ. And the reason why I can say that with full confidence is because you guys are able to do things that I will never do. Even though I really want to, I can't muster the courage to do it. Regardless of what everyone else is telling you, what makes you special is that you follow your FI. And you following your FI is one of the reasons why INTJs appreciate you so much. Understand that even if you feel like you're making mistakes, there are people like myself, INTJs out there, who are so rigid or unrigid to our plans that we wish we could be like you. Keep being the beautiful souls that you guys are, because there are people out there like myself who really appreciate you guys. Where I have to buy a book because I was in a situation where I didn't have any ENFPs in my life and I really did miss your type. To conclude this video, there's a lot that the INTJ admires about the ENFP, which I hope that the ENFP admires about the INTJ as well. ENFPs, just keep doing you. Thank you for watching this video and getting to the end. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much.